morning, everyone, and welcome back to my series, Building Muscle, Healing My Metabolism, and Getting Ready for Stage 2027. So I'm so excited. I'm about to eat breakfast. This is my favorite meal of the day. And this is my same breakfast from the last 2 weeks in my other videos. This is just what works for me. And you guys will find a lot of fit people eat the same meals consistently all the time. I may get bored and change it up, but right now I am loving this. It's easy. I look forward to it. It keeps me satiated and it's just really refreshing. I'm sticking with it. But anyways, I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast. I'm excited to do another week with you guys. Today I'm gonna be doing legs. I know you guys have probably been waiting for the leg day training. So we'll get to that later. I've gotta eat, work a little bit, and then we'll head to the gym.
Open overall winner is competitor number 83,
Okay team, we are off to train legs. Today is gonna be a little sprinkle of everything. So a little bit of quads, a little bit of glutes, a little bit of hamstrings. And remember, my training is very specific for where my body is at in comparison to the bikini division criteria and standard. So keep in mind, this type of training did not build my body. This is what I'm doing to get to my current physique goals. I already have a really good amount of muscle in my legs. It's just from being in calorie deficits so long and so much, I've lost a good chunk of my glutes. So that's really what I'm working towards in this off season, is to build back that like shape, that roundness, that development where I have fully developed glutes. So you have 3 main muscles in your glutes. What happens quite often is a lot of girls have a really developed glute max, but they don't really have a very developed glute medius. And the medius is that upper glute, that booty shelf, if you will. But you need that in the bikini division and most women's divisions because it gives the roundness to your glutes. It fully develops the muscle. So it's round, it's peachy, it pops. And the reason why this muscle isn't always super developed is because it requires very specific training. So for the glute medius, you really need some sort of abduction movement, machine abductions, cable abductions. That's really what helps develop that muscle. So if you're only doing, big heavy compounds, which can happen in certain styles of training, then you're not really gonna get the development there. And that's why bodybuilding is different than CrossFit or Olympic lifting or strongman or high rocks training, because it really focuses on developing and shaping every single muscle. So the glute is not just the glute max, you're also targeting the glute medius. And with certain muscles, you also have a long head, you have a short head. Your delts, for example, you have a front delt, a side delt, and a rear delt. In bodybuilding, in order to have a developed capped shoulder, you have to hit all 3 of those heads. So for me, that's why I always thought bodybuilding was super cool, because it focuses on symmetry and balance and development of every single muscle, and it's very strategic. It requires strategy and repetitions for years and years and years and years. It's just truly like an art. Building a balanced, developed body is truly like sculpting a piece of clay, and it's so much harder than you think. We all have genetic strengths and weaknesses, and bodybuilding will highlight those. So it's not even necessarily about copying other successful bikini bodybuilders, because what works for them won't work for you. We all have certain injuries, we all have certain imbalances, so it's important that you have your own structured program. So anyways, my focus is to bring up my glute medius, and that's really all I need to balance out my physique and be a little bit more competitive in bikini. I don't have a ton of updates this week. I've kept my food the same. I'm still approximately around roughly 2,100 calories. I did get a question, I think last week, from someone who asked why I'm not able to eat more food. And the goal obviously is to be able to continue to push my food higher. I'm really gonna need it higher before I start a contest prep, because the lower your calories are when you start, the lower that they're going to get when you're close to show. But the key is to not be at a rapid rate of gain while increasing calories. So I've been maintaining 169 to 170. It kind of just floats around depending on what day of the week it is. If it's after a rest day, after a leg day, my weight fluctuates quite a bit during my cycle as well. So anywhere from 168, 170 is where I'm hanging out right now. Steps, I'm still keeping steps at 10,000. Some days I get a little bit over that. If I'm just naturally going over my steps because I'm walking chief, then that's fine, but I don't actively push myself to get more than 10K. I'm still really not doing any sort of cardio. I do a little bit, maybe 10 minutes before I train just to warm up, 10 minutes after, but that's about it. And it's really not even what I would call cardio, because I feel like cardio should be hard. Pretty much it right now. I'm just continuing to give my body a break, give it time out of a deficit. Biggest challenge during this phase right now and the past couple of weeks has 100% been body image and embracing the changes that are happening. Really everything else I'm doing great with. I'm doing pretty good with my training. Everything else is pretty easy. I don't have a hard time getting this amount of food in. My recovery is improving. I know I talked about that a little bit on my last video. It's not taking me as long to recover from my leg days. I don't have as much systemic inflammation and edema. The fatigue I'm still struggling with, but it's slowly improving. I think it's just gonna take time. But my inflammation is dramatically down. My body feels so much better, and it's gradually improving over the past couple of weeks. So we're moving in the right direction there. And I'm feeling like as inflammation continues to improve, fatigue will probably continue to improve as well. Like I said, I don't have a ton of updates. This phase is not really all that crazy. It's just a lot of rinse and repeat, doing the same things over and over again for many months until you get a result. So I'm sure at some point I'll have some changes. I'm gonna have to make some changes, but right now, everything is pretty much staying the same. Okay, I'm ready to go train, so let's go start leg day and get it done. back home, I have to quickly make and eat lunch. I've got a couple of consult calls, so I gotta be really quick. But here is what I'm making for lunch. It's pretty much the same thing as the last 2 weeks because again, I just like to keep things consistent. So I've got some sushi rice that I prepped ahead of time here. And I'm doing 80 grams of sushi rice. So I'm just gonna weigh this out cooked and then pop it in the microwave. And then my base is going to be this organic spring mix. I actually don't weigh this out really. I just grab like a handful or two because greens are just really hardly any calories at all. And then I'm still including my sauerkraut for gut health. I do 50 grams of sauerkraut. This one is the dill and garlic flavor, so good. And then I've got this giant cucumber here that I'm going to cut up and dice and just add a little bit to my salad. Cucumber is so good for hydration. This is a very summertime meal. It's very light, refreshing, so I think that's why I'm really gravitating towards this right now. So I'm just going to throw the cucumber in and then I'll save the rest of this for later. And my rice is ready. Head and throw that on top. And then my protein source I have already prepped. This is my other half of the soy-free tofu. And I usually just put a whole block or two in here and make it at once. It's marinated with a bunch of spices and herbs and Italian dressing to make it taste kind of like feta cheese, if you will. It's just very herby. I really love this during the summer for something light. I do have the recipe in my Meatless Muscle cookbook, and I also have the recipe on my YouTube channel for free. So make sure that you check out my playlist with recipes, and that's where you can find it. So lastly, I have my fat source, which is another avocado. When you are working on hormone health, or just literally health in general as a woman, you need to make sure that you are getting enough healthy fats. So I'm doing 90 grams of avocado. I know some people have been curious about my macros, so I'm making sure to give you guys all the measurements of my foods in case you're curious about that. And then I just add a little bit of salt to the avocado. Iodized salt, very important. And you guys know I love spice, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of sriracha as well. And again, I don't really track this because it's 5 calories. That is my post-workout meal. This is exactly what I need after a leg day. I'm gonna go ahead and smash this because I'm hungry and I gotta get to work. I will catch up with you guys later. Hey guys, I just got off my consult calls and I have some new ladies joining Team Meatless Muscle. I'm so excited. But I wanted to just touch on my workout today because I think some of you might relate to this or find this helpful. A lot of you know that I have a bulging disc in my lumbar spine and I also have scoliosis. So it has made this growth phase somewhat challenging because traditional exercises that you do for glute growth, I can't necessarily do, like RDLs, deadlifts, back squats, anything spine loaded, I can't do. So, I mean, luckily, as you guys saw, I've been able to do the hack squat, but even leg press, I have to do it single leg. So I was really just attempting at the beginning of this phase to just try these movements and incorporate them anyways, and see if I could start light, if I could work my way up to doing a heavier leg press and doing a heavier deadlift. But it just wasn't really working. I was having a lot of pain. I think that was also contributing to my inflammation and poor recovery. I was going into the gym, but I was just like beating my body up and moving weight around. And the last couple of sessions I had, it just felt so much different. I actually got a really good pump. Both glutes, because of my scoliosis, I have an imbalance, so my hips are a little bit off, and sometimes my right side will pump up, but my left side won't. And my right side will burn and I'll feel like really good glute engagement, but my left side won't. Today, I had a great burn. Everything was firing properly. It was just like chef's kiss, perfect leg day. So anyways, I bring this up to say injuries are so annoying and they can be very frustrating and very defeating, but I feel like no matter what, you can work around it. And all I can do is try my best. I don't know if I'll ever be a top bikini competitor because I have this bulging disc. I have a history of thyroid issues. I'm vegan and I don't really have anyone to follow who has done this before me, who's in my exact situation, but that's okay because I can pave my own path. I can pave that path for other people. But I am feeling really good about it after today's session because truly, the pump, the burn, the mind-muscle connection, the stimulus, that's what matters more than the weight. If you're pushing heavy but just beating your body up, you're not really accomplishing much. You don't want your joints doing the work, you want your muscles doing the work. So that was a big win for me today. I was having a really successful leg day with 0 back pain. So things are looking up, guys. Things are going good. So hopefully we have several hundred more days like this and I'll have some awesome glutes on stage next year.
Okay.
Say hi to the people.
Hi, everybody. This is a real day in the life Brooke's doing. Real day in the life.
Belinda's making a cameo today. So this is dinner tonight. We've got our protein, which is the chunk steaks, 25 grams of protein each. Sauteing these, and I just flavor them with a little bit of black pepper and garlic powder in pan olive oil spray. Our veggie is green beans. I just microwave these from the Del Monte cut green beans canned. And then we have some potatoes in here. Okay, here is the final meal. You have 100 grams of green beans here. The chunk steak, which is about 160 calories and 25 grams of protein. And then 195 grams of potato. Super quick, easy, vegan, high protein meal. No excuses. So this is our little nightly ritual here. 100 to 200 milliliters of kombucha every single day is very beneficial for gut health because it has natural probiotics in it. So I'm currently hooked on this one by Synergy. This is ginger berry flavor. It's really good. It's like a mix of ginger and blueberry. They also have a mango that's pretty good, a guava that's pretty good. But you could do whatever kombucha that you want. So I'm just putting in this coffee cup because it's super easy to measure that way. Cheers. Okay, so this is my final meal. This is just another rendition of my high protein cream of rice bowl. This time I'm using the strawberry flavor, which is absolutely incredible. That's what makes this meal so good. I am absolutely hooked on this right now. I could care less about sugars or sweets or anything else. This completely satisfies my sugar craving. So I do 25 grams of the strawberry cream of rice. I do about 35 grams of the Veg Nutrition cookies and cream protein powder. I do 50 grams of frozen berries, a little bit of flax milk just to get the consistency right. I do 10 grams of peanut butter on top and about 40 grams of 70% dark chocolate. And the key is to add your peanut butter and your chocolate when your cream of rice is nice and hot, so it kind of like melts and just makes this decadent, delicious dessert. So this really, really helps me stay on track, and I love it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.